As you can see there, I've got my PS4 Pro back, and it's running a lot smoothly, and it's not making hardly any noise compared to the old PS4. Apart from me talking about PS4, and it's fixed now, I had the heatsink put on, and it was great. There's going to be a lot of heartbroken and shattered people in the morning and every single day while this war is going on in Ukraine and Russia. People that are just going through a lot of things. I'm going to close my door at the moment because that washing machine is turned on. I'm doing washing as well, so I can focus properly. And yeah, like I say, if Russia doesn't stop in Ukraine, the other soldiers at the other side will say, "We've had enough of the war now. You either stop shooting people and innocent people and killing our soldiers and friends, or basically we're going to keep killing you when you come through to Poland and wipe you with the floor, basically." And you know, nobody wants war. People like peace, and people love one another, as people may think. Sometimes some people don't think that. But it'd be a story to tell the grandkids. It'd be a story to tell your friends and family that you're in 2024. It'd be a story to tell like anyone that you were in the war zone and they let you in for your illnesses and you had to defend the country, because eventually it will come to England, this war. And if the soldiers can't hold them back in Ukraine and Poland and many other places that they go through, I don't know if they're going to go through France as well, but the French may hold them back in, near Ukraine, or, Sweden are happy to join, obviously, NATO, so they'll be joining in as well, the exercises of NATO against Russia. People back then would think to ourselves, when we're in the future, didn't know any different, we didn't know any better. We were young back then, now we're old. And if you could turn back the clock and turn back the time, would you have gone there to fight, or would you have stopped it? Some people said, would you have taken another job or a different career? Some people say yes, some people say no. But the thing is, we'd speak to our friends and family and our children about war. We'd say, it's not for you, don't go. Things are different back then, and we're in the future, and basically we're in the future and things are more calmer and nicer. People can make decisions and make their jobs, and we won't have to fight for war out there. And we lost a lot of people in the war, World War III, against NATO, Russia and Ukraine and many other countries across the world back then. And we come up with the history, and we actually speak about the history and talk about it and say, well, yeah, we lost a lot of men and women and children and people, innocent people we lost, teenagers, everything we lost. It was a heartbreaking time for us back then when things kicked off. We didn't want it. Russia, Ukraine didn't want it either. But now we're in the future, we can actually see light of what history is, back on its feet again. It could happen like that. I'm hoping it does. Some people do. But you never know with the world at the moment. It could keep going on for years, this war. And who would protect Britain? Our country, our great country and nation of Britain. The whole of Britain, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Who protect us? There's an army in every place of UK, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Would other countries protect us? Like, would some of NATO defend England against Russia? It used to be Germany back in World War One and World War Two. But look at it now. Would the Germans protect us? Would the French come over to protect us with the soldiers in England and Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales if something kicks off with Russia? We just have to wait and see. Nobody wants this war, but it is what it is. People don't know how to talk these days and sit down and communicate with people instead of fighting with the words and the mouth and the fists. But they can't actually sit down and have conversations with people. They want to kill people and stab people to death, especially gangs as well. And the community would be a better place if people could just sit down and speak about the problems instead of fighting. Is it the way forward? Some people say yes, some people would say no. But what can you do to make it better? Save a life. I mean, you do know you may not come back from a war zone. You may come back home, you may not. Most of your friends will never come home, but you will. Or you may not. And you know someone that has come home. And you sit there every day, heartbroken, sitting looking at the graveside, breaking down, crying, losing your comrades and your soldiers in the war zone, wishing we didn't have gone down this route. We could have picked a different thing in our lives. There's always a chance to change things and make things different. But they want to build the British Army up. the reasons why not many people are joining the British Army is because they're scared of dying. Is it most people in the army? No one wants to die. They'd rather join the police forces or the ambulance or the NHS because they know they're going to come home at the end of the day. But they're not going to come home in the army. Or you can have army bases in the UK you can go to and come back home. Recruit more people there. Or colleges, people. It's not for everybody in the army. People don't like, if you're a pacifist, you don't want to be killing anyone. I thought it'd be interesting to do this video. It's quite a long video I've done, and I will be putting this onto YouTube. I've explained so far. And yeah, you can think about that in your own life. I mean, lots of people have stories to tell, and some people don't. It's just the way it is. It really is. In deep thoughts at the moment. Will war sirens go off eventually? Will we have to all get prepared for war? Even though we don't want to. But anyway, I better go. Thank you for joining me. Tell me what you think about this video. Take it easy, peace. See you later.